Hello, welcome to Thursday, October 29th daily instructional video. So today I need you to complete your warm-up. What we're doing is I want you to define what an adjective is, and then I want you to look at this painting. This is a Norman Rockwell painting, and I want you to write a paragraph describing all the details that you see in this picture and what inferences you can make based on those details. And be sure you use some descriptive adjectives in your writing. Our objective today is we will develop and deepen our comprehension of the poem For My People by creating mental images as you read with your group, of course, remote students. If you're on your own, but if you do have a friend that's doing remote learning too and you want to work together on the poem, I'm completely fine with that. Just make sure you write your own responses. Okay, so go to Google. You can pause the video and go to Google Classroom to go to the Google form and complete your writing. Here's a better picture for you. You can see it clear. All right, Red Ribbon Week. Today, students are dressing for their dream career, and tomorrow is Favorite Character Day. So I want you to, today you're going to be reading For My People. So the poem is in Google Classroom. The link is there, and you'll just click on it and read your poem. When you read poetry, poets use a variety of language structure to create musical or rhythmic effects and to emphasize like certain words. Some of these language structures break the rules of conventional English. For example, you may notice that the following type of language structure when you're reading. You may notice that some poems have sentence fragments, inversion of unusual subject-verb order, so it's where it's kind of flipped. You have the verb before the subject. It may be missing or unusual use of capitalization or punctuation. Some poems have absolutely no capitalization. Because the unusual language structures are often used in poetry, you may need to read sections of the poem multiple times to arrive to meaning. And that's not just because of that. Just reading poetry over and over, you get a new perspective of it each time. These are, you will come across when you read the poem. The poet's going to be mentioning 47th Street, Chicago, New York, Lenox, and in Rampart Street, New Orleans. And these places are significant because it's where some of the big civil rights movement changes were, protesting was happening. And this is, yes, each photo is what it looked like in the 1940s when the poem was written. Okay, so for remote learners, when you read the poem, go through and do your first read. I want you to, of course, always circle words you don't know and define them in the annotation box. I want you to underline pink the first 3 or 4 words of each stanza, and then in the annotation box, I want you to write just a very brief summary of what that stanza is about. So just very small little summary of what it's about. And then throughout the poem, wherever you see imagery, remember that's anything that appeals to sight, sound, taste, smell, touch, then you want to highlight those lines blue and describe. And then annotation box, you can explain what the imagery's, the effect of the imagery is, and what kind of, is it appealing to touch, taste, sound, touch, smell. I'm not sure if I named all 5 right there. But just give a brief little explanation about the imagery in the annotation box. Critical mental images is what you're going to be doing after you've read through the poem, you've done your annotation and highlighting. So we're going to do a worksheet about creating mental images. So to help form mental images, pause in your reading now and then to focus on a single line or stanza. Slow down and allow the details to sink in as you form mental images of that detail. When you walk into a darkened room, it takes a moment for your eyes to adjust and see things clearly. When you read a poem, pausing occasionally to perform mental images of individual details will help you better understand the details possible meaning. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Google Classroom and open up the worksheet that's mental images. And as you reread now, because you've done one read, at least one read, you're going to make a list of mental images you formed in each stanza. Think about the environmental details, sounds, feelings, other physical sensations that come to mind. And the first one is done for you on the worksheet. I'll go into the classroom, go to classwork. There's your warm up. There's the link to the key, and I'm sorry, the link to the poem. And here is your mental image worksheet. Okay, the first stanza has been done for you. You just have to do the rest of the stanza. It's a very brief sentence to whatever it takes to write a brief summary of each stanza. So you just need to complete it. I'm starting to put this in here so we can be aware of when things are due. This assignment is assigned today, October 29th. It's going to be due, oops, that needs to be changed. It's only due tomorrow, and the last date, this should be due the 30th, and then Monday, the 2nd, will be the due date on it. Okay, so that's really a really brief overview of, let me go back to the slides. This is my big slides. Of your lesson for today. So, pretty easy day, poetry. We're going to do 2 poems tomorrow as well. Continuing on with this mental images, which is a technique that we're focusing on with this poetry. Next week, we will be getting into writing again, and we'll be writing a expository text. So if you have any questions, you need any help, please let me know. Email me, message me, set up a Google Meet with me, and I can help you. And y'all have a great day.